All right, ready, guys. It is 3:30 and change. Time to wrap it up for today. This Thursday, August 7th. And okay, it looks like the profit taking kind of subsided a bit, all the way down here to the 63.35s. And so we may be getting a change of direction here after the 2 o'clock hour. We'll find out here before they close. But today has been yes, one long day of profit taking, seems like. Started off with this morning we started off great. Nice pop to the upside. We started from the long side of the market. We were looking to buy weakness all the way down here to the London low at the 63.80 80s. And last one was the 63.70. And as they keep taking those out, just change your bias back to range bound and start to realizing it's a more of a profit taking day. So I stay on the short side of this. So no real big fake outs on the way down either. So it's not like you got totally faked out on the sell. It was just a slow grind to the downside. I did take one more. I did take one trade after that landing close. We talked about it. You see, it started grinding lower here from the get-go this in the morning, and I do this. Oh, come on. Really? There you go. So after the London close, we kind of realized it looks like a more of a profit-taking day. So stay on the short side until you see the market actually start turning on, giving it or starting to turn, the subsiding, the selling. And so far, the day has grinded all the way down there. So right now, it looks to me I can see the cumulative delta is turning in net positive. So yeah, we may have a turn in direction now. I did take one trade. I was after that landing close on that little pull up here. It looks to me like it was an opportunity to get short, and I had my stop outside of that rotation or close to it at least. I wasn't going to make this trade big in case it's going to turn and start heading higher. Turned out I got into a nice trade. I gave it a lot more room than I normally do because the market was moving so slowly, but it turned out to and then I managed to catch a nice little rundown here. Got out at the low end of this range, and then just kind of got a nice $50 trade out of that single one. And since then I haven't done anything. And you can see it went a bit lower, then hard snapback, then lower, then snapback. So it's been grinding it to the downside, and not until we got that into that 2 o'clock hour, after the 2 o'clock, we started seeing a little bit of a directional change. So right now it looks to me like we may see a little bit of retracement going on. I think the selling is over, but that's kind of where we are. So starting off, going into the overnight, depending on where they end up closing, if they can close above that 63.70s, I would be as back range bound. Well, maybe even at the 63.60s here. So the 50.60 here is a nice edge. So if they can close above that, well, let's say 50 instead, because that is the volume edge. Now, and I'm looking at it. So on the capital flow here, if they can close above that volume edge, just going back a range band. If they close above the 70s or 80s, probably going to stay and go back on the long side. So that's probably the better way to look at this. So starting off a range bound at this point, looking for early weakness. If they can close above the 50s, we're good. If they close above 70s, I think we're in good shape to maybe stay on the long side, see how far they can take it on the upside. And if they start selling off into the close, then we have to stay on the short side of this. So we have a pretty good spot here. They start taking out the 30s here going into the close. If that happens, we'll just stay on the short side going into the overnight. But I think a reasonable assumption is that we start range bound, watching this upper edge 70. If they close above it, we can stay on the long side. They start closing above that 30s, we stay on the short side, and then let's see how it goes into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we have no news really. It's just a complete no news kind of a Friday, so I don't expect a lot of action. It could be, but don't expect there's no news to drive it. 'Cause the only thing we have is headlines on earnings. So, and that could certainly drive the market, except it's not obvious which side they're going to go on. But today, very much a profit-taking day. Steady, you can see like a steady grind to the downside. And once you realize that's what's going on, and then it's not early weakness, more of a, like a steady profit taking. And yes, then you're looking for a little rally, little pop to get short, and then see how far you can take it. Not easy to stick with those because you see how it goes back and forth, and they just shake out week longs, week shorts, back and forth. So it is not easy. You had to have good trade location. So one trade, $50 on that one. Looking at the Nasdaq and the bonds, the bond market just kind of sideways. Not much to say about that. Range bound trading, 30-year auction, little pull down, but that's not a big deal. On the Nasdaq, same story there. Pretty much a profit taking day all the way down here to the 23, 20, 23 350, so well below our 430s. If they can get up above the 430s, we may be back range bound. And if they can get even further than that, start scratching this back up towards the probably about the 500s here, start trading above that one. We may start thinking about the long side again. But at this point, above that volume edge at the 430s, we start off with stay range bound. I think below it, we look for early weakness and see how far it can take it on the downside. All right, so we'll see. We're starting off, I think both these and Nasdaq, the way they're looking, we're going to start off pretty much range bound at this point. Finally, oil and gold. No trades on the Nasdaq for me today. On oil and gold, gold popping late, pop on gold again. Look at that. Late in the session, little pop going on. But stay on the long side on gold. I've been stubbornly holding on to the levels. Have not shown any retracement propensity, so I would stay range bound. I would keep the bias to the upside on gold and see how far I can take it. And on oil, I'm thinking short out of the market now. They're down here flirting with that. They are below 64. I'm watching the overnight again, expecting them to take it lower. So finally, oil starting to head lower. So straight up on the short side of the market. If they close above this area, the 64 70s, go back range bound. Otherwise, I would stay on the short side on oil. So there you have it. So only one trade for me today, and I was on Nasdaq on ES a little bit late in the session, but caught that nice little rundown, and that was it. So we'll leave it there for now, guys, and I'll see you back bright and early in the morning, Friday, for the last hurrah. Alrighty, guys, in the morning. Later.